Hey guys, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to shoot this video for you. I hope it brings you value and clearly explains things. Alright, so when I type in RT Total Lawn Care, this is what pulls up. So let's just select it. Okay, so over here on the right, this is what's called your GMB, which is short for Google My Business listing. As you can see on your listing here, your listing is missing your phone number, it's missing your business hours, and it's missing a website. The reviews are good, which is extremely valuable because this shows customers that you have a quality business and quality company. Now, I do see multiple sites over here on the left with your business mentioned in them. So let's go ahead and just select Yelp, for example. And that's pulling up. All right. So what I see first is that lawn services is the only thing that is listed. Now, fencing and deck services needs to be added to all of these websites that you're registered with so that, of course, we can generate more business. The next part of this is going to be your website. So here's your website link that's on Yelp. And when I click this, give it a second here. What's happening is that it is taking me to some random website. And what that's telling me is that the link is broken and your site is actually unreachable, meaning that all of your future customers simply have no access to a site for you. All right, so next I'm going to show you what your top competitor site looks like. Now, I've done all of the research beforehand, and Pacific Style is your top competitor. So let's go ahead and take a look at their site. Let's see. Well, I did have it pulled up, but let's see. Here we go. All right, and as you notice, so that here, right here on the right hand side, this is their GMB, just like I was showing you on their on yours, and it's got all of their information listed. So this is really key and this is really important. So let's go ahead and take a look at their website. All right, so they have a nice site. It's obviously very aesthetically pleasing, I should say. It's easily accessed. They have several options here at the top. They've got all of their services listed. If we scroll down just a little bit, all of their services that they currently provide pops up, and so forth. So this is a good site, and this is a great start to the process. And what I mean when I say that is this. A flashy website is not going to fix all your problems. Having a well-designed site that will pull people in and allow them to conveniently contact you is the crucial first step. But once that's been accomplished, then this is the point where we go into search engine optimization, and that's SEO for short. All right. So what SEO is it's basically the process of building your internet audience, which is going to generate sales. Google has a very strict algorithm on how this is to be done. So I'm going to use your competitor's site as an example since we don't yet have one for you guys to use as a comparison. Now, okay, so here's my keywords tool. And I'm going to walk you through this and explain how all of this is relevant. All right, so this tool is pulling the data for Pacific Styles. So that's listed right here, Pacific Style Landscapes. So what this is telling me is that your competitor has 439 words of content. And when we're evaluating a site, what we look at is the content. Content is key, and Google likes to see around 1,500 words of content on your main homepage. All right, so again, like I said, looks like your competitor has 439 words of content, which is going to make them easily beatable with command content, getting your site up around 1,500 words. All right, so as your site is built, you'll need keywords sprinkled throughout your site. So what I mean by that is fencing Mount Vernon, deck Mount Vernon, all of these keywords for the things that you guys are doing. And the reason that this is important is because these are going to be the words that your customers are going to be searching for. And this is how Google is going to rank your site and match you to your target audience. All right, so then the next thing that we look at are backlinks. Now, what a backlink is it's a link that is on another site and points back to your site. Now, not all backlinks are created equal. Quantity is important, but quality is far more important when it comes to backlinks. Your competitor, if you take a look here, so this again is your competitor, Pacific Style Landscapes. They've got 89 backlinks listed right here. All right. And again, that we'd probably want you to be at several hundred. So this number right here is very easily beatable. And that's our goal here, is to beat out the competition with everything that we are going to add into your website. All right. Now, here's what's known right here. This is known as what's called the golden ratio. What this tells us is how credible the site is in the eyes of Google. We want these two numbers to be as close as they possibly can. And we actually like them to be sitting around 60 to 70%. So what this is telling me here is that they're not using very high quality backlinks. And again, this is just another parameter that would be easily beatable. All right. And lastly here, we look at citations. So what a citation is your business name, your business telephone number, and the address. Because what Google does is they crawl the internet completely, and they monitor all this, or they monitor this information across all of the other platforms. So your Yelp, your Home Advisor, all social medias, etc. Now, with citations, quantity is a little more important here. You want a high number. Quality is also still important, but having more than your competitor is by far key. All right, so when we take a look, RT Total Lawn Care, you can see that's listed right here. I already pulled the data for your business. And when we look at RT, you guys are coming in at 20 citation. So when I scroll down a little bit, here's where it tells me all of the sites that are listing your information. And like I said, that's coming in at a total of 20. So when we go back a step here and we grab Pacific Style, let's go into them. All right, so Pacific Style Landscapes looks like they're coming in at 19 citations, again listing all of the sites where they're being mentioned. All right, so what that means, of course, is that you guys are already beating them, but just slightly by a hair. Now, what we want to do is you'll want to widen that gap and get up around, I'd suggest probably 50 citations. So that gives you a big gap and then gives you guys a good lead against them. All right, so again, first step is going to be to add in your deck and your fencing services. The next step in all this would be getting your info added to that Google listing. And then, the next step in this would be to get a whole entire new site built with those 1,500 words of content that I was talking about, the sprinkled in keywords, and then the ease of access, of course. And finally, the process of the search engine optimization, which is going to build your credibility, your exposure, and your rankings in Google, would be next. This, of course, is going to be what generates all the traffic to your website, which then will convert to sales. All right. The great news here, though, is that you guys have a quality business. You've been in business a long time. You've got some amazing reviews across a multitude of platforms, and the rapport is already there and clearly already established. So I hope that helps. If you guys are interested in how I can help more, we can have a more in-depth conversation and create a plan. But that was a look at everything and the areas where I think that we can help and get you guys some good business.